Race fans, May the 26th, 2024, we're fixing to have a little bit of a special event going on here. The IROC series here at Lanes Raceway, we got them all with rookie rental controllers here today, so nobody's going to get advantage with the controller. We'll see how that turns out. It might change how these cars handle a little bit, being that they're all Neo 17 type controllers. We got the names in right now. We got 6 racers here today. Carcinogen right here behind me. So we go over here, look here. We got Jay Latham on red lane, Nathaniel Burden on white lane, Randy Kirtley on green, Jackson Darty on orange, Josh Reinerson on blue, and Glenn Burden on yellow. And it looks like we're going to have a latecomer in here. We're going to have Scott join up. So give me 1 second here. Let me get that situated. And Scott, of course, going to be on purple lane. Anybody else want to get in before we go? Is Bryony getting in? Are you getting in? Okay. All right, all we're doing is waiting on the racers right now, and we'll get this thing underway. 2-minute heats here in the brushless class. You guys know it. You guys love it. You know, 2 communities, 3 strikes, you're out. And if they get 5 strikes, first person to get 5 strikes will be our senior 5 strikes this week and get a Yahoo or Yoo-hoo for being a Yahoo. And then we'll take their picture and put it on Facebook. The guys are not allowed to move the cars off the track to work on them, so you see them there pretty close working on them, gluing their tires up and whatnot. A lot of these guys have cooling pads and stuff like that for their cars for when that takes place, to cool them motors off a little bit. Racers, we ready? Watch your lights. 3 strikes, you're out. Here we go, folks. It's definitely going to be a lot different for the racers today. Running those rookie rental controllers from DeFalco. No brake. Everybody's full brake. Everybody's 17 bands of control here. So looks like it's actually helping them. It looks like. We get our first wreck here. Let's go over to cam 1 and 2. Get a little bit better view here. See my wife there. She's coming to get a car and bring it back around. This will be the first community strikes, so that'll be blue and purple. Got another car off there in the donut. Let's see if I can get a little bit better view here. Maybe. There we go. Let's move that over a little bit so we can actually see the cars wrecked there. That's our second community. I didn't get a view very good to see who that was, so we'll just go ahead and put a community right in the middle here. Now this would be a strike. See Bryony there helping out. This would be a strike on what looks to be red for sure. And white lane. So Jay Latham and Nathaniel Burden already receiving strikes. We get 2 cars involved in it, 3 cars involved in the incident here right before the S-turns. Looks like maybe just 1 car off. Well, it looks like 2. Yeah, 3. He's going to take them all. Okay. Another strike there for red and white. And a strike for green. So that's 2 strikes red, 2 strikes white, 1 strike green. Glenn Burden currently out in the lead there on yellow lane. Running an impressive 3.896 in the brushless cars. Now these are the slowest of the brushless cars by Mid-America. Some of the first ones that actually came out. Now I think they got a couple more types of motors that you can get these in. A little bit faster, but I tell you what, you don't really need them much faster than this on the orange track, as they are quite reliable for sure. We've ran them all season long. I haven't really had to change much of anything. So that's going to be purple and blue taking a strike there first. Hard hit to the outside wall there in the donut portion of the track. That's going to be another strike for purple, Scott Daniel. Have 26 seconds left to go in the heat. Your top 3, Glenn Burden, Randy Kirtley, Josh Reinerson. We see 2 cars go to the horseshoe portion of the track there. And that's going to be another strike there for blue. Their second. And that is a red flag rotation. We're going to go ahead and clear off the strikes. It looks like Scott there at the end took 3 strikes. So he'll be coming back in, coming on black lane. But as it was close to the end of the heat, it's not going to suffer too bad here. If we take a look over here at the track mate, we can see that Glenn Burden is in the lead by a few laps here, 29 total laps. Randy Kirtley, Jackson, Nathaniel all tied with 27. And 26 laps, Josh Reinerson, 24 for Jay. And then, like I said, Scott coming out just a little bit early there with 19 laps. Don't forget, later on today, we got a couple more races coming your way. We're watching some races currently right now on NBC. They got an IndyCar race going on. And that's kind of what I'm peeking up here at, watching right now. Watching old Scott Dixon do his best. But nonetheless, we got the Hometown Heroes class race coming on in our evening class race. But coming up next, we're going to have wing car racing and hard body racing. Hard body, of course, on the oval track, and wing car racing on the orange. We're coming into our final few weeks here in this series. Next week, the shirts will actually be in for the guys, so they'll be getting those, and they'll be probably representing those in the next coming weeks as we end this spring series and move on into our summer series. Some exciting stuff happening with the summer series. We're going to have 4-inch mini truck mini stock series running front wheels all the way around, and we're going to have a Group 12 class flexi. We're going to try to keep it by USRA rules, heights and all that, and adjustments there. 332nd axle in the back, unlock gear ratio, Eagle motor though. So that might differ, or not Eagle motor, I'm sorry, Group 12 motor instead of the Eagle motor. And we're going to run Lamborghini and Ferrari bodies and maybe P1 bodies. Pretty much GT3 style cars, no wings on the side, nothing like that. Jackson there as he goes back to get himself seated ready for the race. 36 seconds before we go back racing, but that was just kind of an update of what's going on. We also got our famous Fairview IT Cup Series coming up in the summer series, and it's a bloodbath. Every time it gets on the oval, it's always a bloodbath for sure. Five seconds before we go back green. The strike board is cleared. Glenn Burton, your leader there, going to his pull station there where he's going to pull on the old trigger. 4 red lights drop out to green. Here we go. Glenn Burton still in the lead there on orange lanes. He takes his first lap, followed by Randy Kirtley and Jackson Darty with 29 laps. Nathaniel Burton there also with 29 on the red lane. See a nice pass there coming around the donut by Josh Reinerson there, holding it down on purple lane. Looks like purple's a pretty quick car there. We see Glenn Burton really hammering it home there. 3.887 best lap on orange. He's really putting the medal down. I believe that might be the Caterpillar car that just wrecked there on the horseshoe. See my wife grabbing both those cars. Get rid of this gum. I got a piece of gum. It's like falling apart in my mouth. Give me 1 second, folks. I'll be right back with you. Well, my wife was kind enough to find me something, so I didn't have to get up. I almost forgot to do the strikes there. So got the communities there, red and blue taking the first community as we get another incident to take place possibly underneath Dead Man's Corner. Looks like up on top of the bridge there. That's going to be the second community down. That's going to be for green, Jay Latham. Music, of course, brought to you by Pandemic Sound. We pay yearly for the use to have their music. I like it. I kind of got it in my ears all the time. You guys know, you'll hear me talking about it every once in a while on the live stream, but I can't really hear what the guys are doing out there. But I can hear the music, and that keeps me going. Sometimes gets me hyped up even. So that's going to be a strike there on white lane. They're first. Glenn Burton still in the lead by 4 laps. He's kind of walking away with it right now. He's definitely got the trigger control for sure with the rental cars here. He might be wanting to use the rental controller from now on. He's got a group of them going up on Dead Man's Corner. One of them gets shunted out to the outside underneath the bridge there. See my wife going to grab the car. And it's going to be a strike for purple. They're first. 39 seconds left to go in the heat. Randy Kirtley getting close to him, but not close enough. Josh Reinerson also there in a 3.9 miss lap. We got 2 cars involved in the incident here. So we got one for green, one for purple. So that's 2 strikes now for purple. And a hard hit. Several people involved in the incident there. I think just one coming off though. That's going to be for Jackson Darty on White Lane, his second. All right, some good smooth running there towards the end. I didn't want to say anything to break the cipher, as several people there doing quite well. Look at the most laps turned right now. Glenn Burden on Orange Lane turned an impressive 31 laps. Jackson Air Force turned 27 on the same lane there, suffering just a little bit there. 30 on average for Glenn Burden. 28 on average for Randy Kirtley, a total of 56 laps, 4 laps down still. Nathaniel Burden, 55, 27.5 on average to round up your top 3. Heading back over to cam 1 and 2. We'll let you guys watch these fellow racers work as we see them all on the inside there underneath Dead Man's Corner. We'll be right back with you.
Starts in 40 seconds. Race starts in 20 seconds.
All right, here we go. 4 red lights dropping out to green. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. We had a pretty strong storm take place yet again here in the county. Island taking the brunt force of it this time, and Beaver Dam area also taking some pretty big hits. They're without power currently. So it seems like every other week we got a big storm taking place here. So we got our first community taking place right now. See my wife there grabbing the car, bringing it back to the start-finish line to receive the first community. That's going to be on Purple Lane for Randy Cotton Candy Kirtley. Glenn Burton still out in the lead now by 5 laps to Randy Kirtley after that wreck. Randy Kirtley trying to hang on to it there, 3.982. Second best lap turn right there as we see Nathaniel Burton now taking over second position. We see a car slam to the outside there in the donut portion of the track. That's going to be our second community, and that's going to be for Yellow Lane, Scott Daniel. But I'll tell you right now, a lot of good racing going on with these guys. We're already in round robin 3 of 8. These guys are keeping their cars on, spending more time in the pits than they are actually running the race because they're all racing each other side by side, giving each other a little bit of room. As we can see, a good little three-way battle there. I don't know how Blue stayed on right there. That car went completely horizontal through the S-turns there. That'd be a nice one to see on YouTube in slow motion. Maybe after it all processes, you can go back and check that out. Just remember, round robin 110 in the heat. Pretty interesting to see. Nonetheless, Josh Reinerson going to take his first strike. Here we go. Ooh, and 2 more cars getting involved in the incident around the donut portion of the track, taking out 2. Blue and green going to take a strike. So that wild blue car that Jay's driving there, that thing got completely horizontal coming off the top side of the donut at 110. And I literally do not know how it stayed in the track, but I just caught a glimpse of it. It's pretty wild to see. Got a tie. Randy now taking back over second position to Nathaniel Burton. It's a give and take between these two as Nathaniel now takes back over Randy Kirtley in second position. These guys are not giving an inch, to say the least. 44 seconds left to go in the heat. Got a car to the outside horseshoe portion of the track. We see my wife there snagging it real quick. That's going to be another strike for Blue. 2 strikes for Jay Latham. Sitting here watching them run the Indianapolis 500. It's kind of interesting to see when they get on the straight stretch how much bobbing and weaving they do trying to pass each other. And it's just a big bunch of blocking each other. But always a pretty interesting race to watch if you've never watched it. It usually boils down to the last couple of laps, and then everybody wrecks a little bit. But nonetheless, my guy's not doing too good. And that's going to be a strike for Yellow, Scott Daniel, his first. Scott Dixon, he's currently in 15th position in the Indianapolis 500. I've been rooting for him for quite some time. I guess my second favorite driver, Will Powers, I guess he's doing pretty good there in second position. We get a full sideways turn there on White Lane for Glenn Burton. He hangs it in there, though, around the horseshoe portion of the track. Pretty cool to see. These cars can get completely sideways and come back in tow because of how light they are, and the grip of the tires is so much better. We do got a yellow flag here. 7 seconds left to go. Glenn Burton is your leader by 4 laps now. Nathaniel Burton really pushing it home, gaining an extra lap up on Glenn. Now, Glenn, of course, on White Lane, so it's a little bit tougher up there on white and red for sure on these cars. So him keeping it within 1 lap is pretty impressive. Now we can see him coming off White Lane, really kicking her out there sideways next to red through the horseshoe portion of the track. Heading over to the track mate, we can see Glenn Burton still out in the lead, running an impressive White Lane. 3 laps better than Nathaniel and Jackson on White Lane. He's uncontrollable here today, just out in front of everybody. and putting a pretty good sized beating on everybody. Average laps 30, total laps 90. He's 5 laps up on Randy and Nathaniel both. And Josh Reinerson there in 4th position, tied up with Jackson with 82. So there's a battle going on there. And Jay Latham in the mix with one another, 79 and 70 laps. I'm going to go over here to the strikes and clear those out. And take you guys to cam 1 and 2 so you can watch these guys work on their cars. I'll be right back with you.
The race starts in 1 minute.
Yeah, they're bad.
Race starts in 40 seconds. Race starts in 20 seconds. Race starts in 5 seconds. Get ready.
All right, here we go. 4 red lights dropping out to a green. Glenn Burden, your leader on red. If he turns as impressive of a lap as he did on white lane, he should be about 3 laps ahead of the rest of the pack there. He's been on fire in the brushless class here with the rental controllers. We see a car shunted to the outside. Looks to be orange. Going to take the first community. We're now about halfway through the brushless race here. And so far, been a very tight, close race. A couple battles taking place between all kinds of people as we see a car sliding out, back in, kicking around. See, this is, it looks to be second community there, strike for Glenn Burden, our current leader. And also for purple. So we're now already into strike territory, but not a whole lot of wrecking going on here as we have noticed. Just a little bit of wrecking, not much. Not like we're used to seeing here, at least last week. These guys are actually keeping pretty good control of their cars. And Glenn Burden fixing to make his 100th lap. And he does so as we end up with a wreck, I believe, underneath, or actually up in the horseshoe portion of the track, not Dead Man's Corner. So got 2 cars coming off there. They're going to be receiving their first strikes here for round robin 4 of 8. That's green and blue. Green and blue having a lot of incidents here. Randy Kirtley now taking back over second position from Nathaniel Burden. It's been back and forth with these guys all race long. They're giving a little bit of room to Josh Reinerson and Jackson Daugherty, who are one lap separate from each other. That's going to be black and yellow, going to both take a strike here. They're first, respectfully. So that's what Nathaniel really wants to see, is now we're probably going to see Nathaniel kick back over, as he's got about an 8-foot lead on Randy Kirtley going up underneath Dead Man's corner. So we'll see him come back into second position. Both these guys back and forth all race long. And we also see Jackson Daugherty there side by side with Randy and Josh Reinerson. Nathaniel now taking back over second position there on blue lane. We got a minute left to go as Nathaniel turns his 100th and Randy 2. Josh Reinerson 3 more laps to make before he turns his 100th lap. Jay Latham starting to grab a little bit of leeway there on Jackson, 3 laps down from him. We see Josh and Jackson both turning their 100 lap. And Glenn Burden, he's just out there 3 laps ahead of Nathaniel and Randy. We get a car to the outside there. Looks to be Scott Daniel in the orange car. Yellow car, I'm sorry. It is the yellow car of Josh Reinerson. The black car of Randy Kirtley. That's 2 for Josh Reinerson and Randy as they battle it out. 25 seconds left to go in the heat. Interesting to see here. We got 20 or so seconds left to go. I want to see what Glenn Burden is running here on red lane in comparison to other people that's ran red lane today. So we see a car shot off to the outside there. It's going to be on purple through the donut. That's going to be purple's first strike. That's Jay Latham.
Get ready.
But Glenn's been front running all day, taking the position of what's normally Randy Kirtley's position, leading the way of how many laps that can be turned in a heat. So we'll see what can take place. Here's a nice pass by Nathaniel Burden there on the inside of Scott Daniel. Zero contact pass there through the horseshoe portion of the track. 2 seconds left to go in the heat. Glenn Burden is going to come away with it 119 laps as he just passes the start-finish line. We get a heat over, and we can see that Glenn Burden has turned 1 lap more than everybody so far on red lane. So far, just looking, I haven't seen anyone be able to step up to Glenn's level there with 31 total laps on orange. Granted, only 2 people ran orange so far, Scott Daniel and Jackson Daugherty. But nonetheless, Nathaniel Burden poised to maybe get to that 31, possibly 32 there, where he's got 30 on blue and green. But there's still a whole lot of racing left to go. We'll have to find out and see if Nathaniel is able to get that 31 laps and beat the top run here today. But Glenn Burden right now in the lead by a complete lap on average from everybody. So he's holding it down pretty good. We'll take you over to cam 1 and 2 and let you watch these guys work. We'll be right back with you.
Race starts in 40 seconds. Race starts in 20 seconds. Race starts in 5 seconds. Get ready.
All right, here we go. 4 red lights are dropping out to green. Just seen them go 4 wide on lap 32 at the Indianapolis 500, and one of them paid the cost. Purple going to take the first community strike. Looks like a stalled car there on white, but it wasn't. Glenn Burden, he's out in the lead still. Best lap 4.344 on green now, 3.953. Nathaniel Burden there in second, 3 laps down from Glenn Burden, fighting with everything he's got to get to that point. So we see another car here, black lane. Going to take the second community. We're now in strikes. Jackson Darty moving up to 4th position, right behind Randy Kirtley, just 2 laps difference. So we see 2 cars getting involved in an incident here. Orange and black are going to receive their first strikes. And it looks like we got the red car off yet again. Looks like my wife's having some troubles there, dealing with something. Bring it to me, please. Hold it like that. What? Black and orange. All right, black and orange going to take a strike there. And a car coming off orange yet again hard, hitting the guy who looks to be on black again. Black and orange again. They're both out. So Jay Latham and Josh Reinerson now out for the rest of the heat. 4 red lights dropping out to green. Here we go. Get a yellow flag here. It's going to be a strike on white lane. Scott Daniel. His first.
Get ready.
This is pretty much going to put a sword right down the center of these racers from Jackson up to Josh Reinerson down. Because Josh and Jay being out, we're going to see Scott now actually catch up with Josh and Jay in this heat. So we get another yellow flag here. We'll see what that is. And that's going to be a strike for purple. Nathaniel Burden, his first. .26 seconds left to go in the heat, and we got Glenn Burden out in the lead, 143 total laps. 3.866 is his best lap. Median of 4.09, tied up with Nathaniel Burden. Now Nathaniel Burden and Randy Kirtley increasing their medians. 4.04 tied up with one another. Jackson Darty with the best median, 3.97 at 140 total laps. And that's a red flag rotation. Now Scott Daniel taking Jay to the backside as Scott increases his lead by 1 against Jay Latham. Glenn Burden right now in the lead, 149 total laps, averaging 29.8. So far nobody's been able to touch him other than Nathaniel and Randy. Randy, of course, getting a 30-lapper there on yellow. But for the majority of these heats, we've got Glenn Burden out in the lead. 31 total laps, not even touched there on orange lane. Randy and Nathaniel still like orange lane to run, so we'll see if they'll be able to get into contact with that. But right now your top 4 positions running for that podium, and your bottom 3 positions are waiting for somebody to wreck out of those top 4 positions to maybe capitalize against that and get into those podium areas. I'm going to go ahead and clear out the strike board here and leave you on cam 1 and 2. We'll be right back with you. Scott Dixon ain't doing too good though. 11th right now.
Race starts in 20 seconds.
I'm on the red lane, black and pink.
Race starts in 5 seconds. Get ready.
All right, folks, here we go. 4 red lights are dropping out to green. We're just all watching the Indy 500, lap 46 of 200 so far. Minute 54 seconds left to go in the heat. We're just getting started here. Glenn Burden, your leader, now on the fast blue lane. 3.851 so far is what he's ran. So we get a car stuck there in the donut portion of the track. That looks to be red lane. We're going to take the first community, red and white.
Cheaters here.
Sugarman Gunner, our race winner last night in the dirt race, slot race that we had here for Saturday. Qualified, come in, ran his heat race, ended up getting in the feature and bringing it home. Got Randy on the last 2 laps. Randy ended up wrecking, and he ended up pulling it away and taking home the victory. Robert LaFoon ended up winning the heat race last night. That's going to be a strike on red. Second community. So we're now in strike territory. Everybody from this point forward has a chance to be eliminated if they get 3 strikes. So see if people can hang in there. Like I said, we got about a 19 lap, I guess, 10 lap difference between Jackson and Jay there. So we see what looks to be Red Lane taking a strike here. This is our first opportunity tonight for Senior 5 strikes. Could be Scott Daniel. Oh, and White Lane going to take their strike. We got another yellow flag here. Wreck on the horseshoe portion of the track. T bringing the car around here. Looks like red safe this time. That's going to be a wreck on yellow, strike on yellow for Jay Latham. Four red lights dropping out to green. Here we go. And a yellow flag already. I don't know who hit the button. Somebody hit the button. Who hit the button? Okay. So we have 2 cars coming off here. Orange and red. All right, so that's 2 for red, 1 more for red, and that'll be a Senior 5 strikes. All right, looks like we got a Senior 5 strikes this week. Red and white. That's the second one for White. That's 5 for Scott. He needs a Yahoo. He's Senior 5 strikes this week. Huh? Yeah, you can put that one back on. Red's out. So Scott Daniel, Senior 5 strikes this week. He'll get his picture made. He'll get a Yahoo. Or a Yoo-hoo for being a Yahoo. Four red lights, drop out to green. Here we go. Round robin 6 of 8. This race going pretty well. We're right at an hour into the race. And this has been really the first heat that we've had a lot of issues with people wrecking. Glenn Burden not yet giving up the lead at all this week. 6 laps up on everybody. Nathaniel and Randy still battling it out back and forth. And Jackson wanting to get in that action too, as he's just 2 laps down from him. As we get a wreck to take place, it looks to be in the horseshoe portion of the track. T grabbing it. She's got the iPad for some reason already. And that's going to be a strike on yellow. Their second. Scott Daniel, he's grabbing a car out underneath the bridge. That's going to be purple lane. Take a strike. I like it. Good picture of Scott. So Scott took a good picture with the Yoo-hoo. We used to get a Yahoo every week, Senior 5 Strikes. I think there's only been 2 weeks maybe that we haven't since we started the past couple of series. Of course, our series are quite quick up until the 4 Crowns. 4 Crowns is going to last right at 4 months, but all the other series are only about 2 months. So we've got another car wrecked off on the backstretch. Scott Daniels going to grab that car, and that is going to be for blue lane. They're going to take their first strike. 10 seconds left to go in the heat. We're 3/4 of the way through this race, and not been a bad race. And Burden turning impressive 3.826. Nathaniel Burden at 3.858. It's been the battle of the Burdens pretty much this race. Let's go over to strikes. We'll go ahead and clear those out. Take a look here at the track mate. We can see Glenn Burden on average doing 29.8 laps per heat. That's 0.8 up, so he's dropped about 0.2 from the previous heat, where he was actually a full lap ahead of Randy and Nathaniel. Randy and Nathaniel now 29 laps on average, so they're coming into some of the final heats here. 2 more heats left to go, and we'll see if they can increase those average laps and maybe give a little bit of competition to Glenn Burden. But Glenn Burden, he's had the car to beat for sure. 31 laps there on Orange Lane. Pretty good. Jackson darted there, 28.5. Little glitch in the system there popping up. Take you over to cam 1 and 2. Let you watch these guys work. We'll be right back with you.
Race starts in 20 seconds. Race starts in 5 seconds.
right, here we go. 4 red lights dropping out to green. All the strike board has been cleared up. We still got 2 communities before we start seeing those strikes. And we already see our first incident there in the horseshoe portion of the track. The Caterpillar car coming off here. Josh Reinerson bringing it around there. That's going to be on red lane, first community. Nice group cluster there taking place underneath the dead man's corner under the bridge. So it kind of clears up a little bit, but orange and yellow battling it out. Jay Latham and Nathaniel Burton as we see a car wreck to the outside. It's going to be a community strike on green for Scott Daniel. So we're now in strike territory. We're round robin 7 of 8. Glenn Burton turning another beautiful 3.889 best lap there on purple. We see a little bit of confusion there on red lane, now cleared up. Oh, as it comes off and gets smacked in the side by white car of Randy Kirtley. Knocked back over there into the horseshoe portion of the track. We are going to see a strike, first strike for Josh Reinerson. Josh asking if I got him. Yep, I got you. Strike down. 4 red lights dropping out to green. Here we go. What a great little stint of racing right there we just witnessed. Right at 1 minute and 20 seconds worth of good running there. And we're going to see orange and black. It seems like black's had some trouble all day long. They're going to receive their first strikes though. But that red car on black lane, man, just taking some beatings. Orange and black. Jay Latham and Jackson Darty side by side with one another, but about 20 laps difference between each other. Randy and Jackson there, 1 lap difference from them. Jackson wanting to get in that podium area as he's done gained right at 1.5 laps this heat. So we get a stalled car there on red lane. Josh Reinerson. That's going to be his second strike. 25 seconds left to go. Nathaniel Burton's got it within 4 laps to Glenn Burton, running an impressive 3.783 on yellow, but being bested just a little bit by Jackson with 3.777. When you're talking about hundredths of a second, it really don't matter that much. It takes so many laps to catch a person, but just seeing those 3.7s pop up there in the brushless, and then we look at Jay with a 3.685. It's pretty impressive, to say the very least. Jay Latham might actually, if he keeps his car on, be able to break that 30-something laps. I think it's 31 laps is what Glenn put up on orange lane. Oh, as Jay Latham gets hit from behind, he's not going to get to 31, but Nathaniel Burton is on yellow lane. So we're going to see black and orange take a strike here. Both of them, their second strikes. We got 5 seconds left to go in the heat. 1 more heat to go after this. We'll see Action Jackson, also known as Gold Dust, put those cards back on. And a car coming to the outside as we get a yellow flag, red flag, but stay hooked up because there's still a little bit of racing left to go. That's going to be a strike on green there first. Bryson going to help us out there. 4 red lights drop out to green. Here we go. About a tenth of a second here. And that's a red flag. Everybody held the trigger open. So those cars that are in the wreck there will start over at the start-finish line. Looks like it's going to be orange and I don't know what the white car is.
Hey, I'm crashed trying to breathe.
Gracious. Go ahead and clear the strikes out here. Took a look at the track mate. Glenn Burden in the lead, 210 laps, 4 laps up. It's been keeping about a 4-lap distance from everybody all race long. Jay Latham turning 31 laps on orange. If he didn't wreck, might have been able to turn 32. But Nathaniel Burden now turning 32 laps has the most laps turned. And he's 4 laps down from Glenn Burden, averaging 30 laps. 29.4 for Nathaniel, 29.1 for Randy Curley. Randy Curley coming in on that red lane coming up next. Minute and 40 seconds. Take it over to Cam 1 and 2. Be right back with you.
Yeah, I know. Do you have any damage? Y'all ain't got power still? Trying to figure that out. You know what?
The race starts in 1 minute. Race starts in 40 seconds. Race starts in 20 seconds. Race starts in 5 seconds.
All right, folks, here we go. You're going to see those 4 red lights dropping out to green. We're in the final heat here.
Yellow flag.
All right, we'll see our first community here on Orange Lane. Four red lights drop out to green. Here we go, folks. Glenn Burden, 212 total laps. Nathaniel Burden, 208. Randy, 207. Jackson, 205. Oh, a little side-by-side action there. Green Lane giving a little gentle touch to Nathaniel Burden there, sending him off. Wilbur Ovens racing. Nathaniel Burden going to take the second community here. We are now in strike territory. A lot of good, clean racing. Sometimes the bodies will chatter into each other just a little bit and just cause that to take place. I don't think there was anything nefarious there by any means. Just good, hard racing. But actually a pretty cool little clippable moment there. 8 of 8, 109. We had one on heat 3 too at 110, I believe. Pretty interesting to see. Got a car to the outside wall there on the donut. I think that might be Green Lane. And it is. And that's going to be a strike for Green. Josh Reinerson. Minute and 2 seconds left to go in this heat. Randy Kirtley and Jackson Daugherty tied up 2:17. Jackson poised to take that third position. He's been fighting to get there all race long. We'll see if he can do it. He makes a nice pass there on the inside of Blue. Got a flag on the play. We'll see who it is. Looks to be the green car yet again. Josh Reinerson, his second. Four red lights drop out to green. Here we go. Coming into our final few seconds here in this race. Don't forget, coming up next, we got a hard body race on the oval, and we got our wing car race going on live next on the orange track. 22 seconds left to go in this heat. Randy and Jackson neck and neck, side by side with 18 seconds left to go. Neither one of them giving an inch. Very close racing here. Get a car coming off on the inside there, that pink car, possibly red. And it is pretty much solidifying Jackson unless he wrecks for a third position here. That's going to be a strike on red lane. Randy Kirtley. See two cars coming off here. It looks like the yellow car of Jackson. Or actually, that was a white car. So that's a good strike for Jay Latham. And orange, Nathaniel Burden. And that's a checkered flag. Your top three, Glenn Burden, Nathaniel Burden, and Jackson Daugherty. Take a look over here at the track mate. We can see that Glenn Burden had it all race long, never giving up the top position, averaging 30 laps at the end of this race with 240 total laps. Nathaniel Burden right there behind him with 236, averaging 29.5. But Jackson Daugherty right there behind Nathaniel with 29.1 on average, doing 233 laps. Randy Kirtley just gave it up right there at the end. Of course, ended on red lanes, kind of tough with 232 laps. He gave it all he could give to hold on to that third position, but it just wasn't enough. Then we see a split here in the race, and we see Jay, Josh, and Scott, all three fighting each other. Nonetheless, that's all we got for you here at Lanes Raceway. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching the brushless race here at Lanes Raceway. We call it the IROC race, but they ain't really technically IROCs. They're Mid-America cars, brushless. Check them out. Mid-America out of Chicago. You can check out their website. If you want one of their cars, we got some in stock. You can give us a call. We'll sell you one. Or you can just get on Mid-America's website and get you one there. Nonetheless, thank you guys for tuning in. Coming up next, hard bodies or soft bodies, whatever the guys want to run there on the oval track for the Rookie Series. And on the orange track, we are going to have the Group F wing car with the Eagle motor here at Lanes Raceway. And then following that this evening, we're going to have the Hometown Heroes on the oval, probably our favorited class of this season. But this is Donnie here at Lanes Raceway. Thank you guys for tuning in. God bless you. And we'll see you on the next one.